Continuing with Word Unit F, we're going to start on page 160 with adding footnotes and citations. Footnotes and citations are the things that we put in our document that is proof of where we've gotten the sources, the information that we put in there. And you will need to be able to do these for formal reports that you do. So we're going to just continue on in this document. Make sure that you're on the Home tab and then go click the Find button. And remember that that takes us to our navigation pane. And we're going to click on Headings. Okay, so these are all of the headings that we have formatted or were pre-formatted for us with heading styles. And we're going to click on Green Teams. And in the first line of the paragraph, we're going to click to the right of conservation. And this is where we're going to insert our first citation. And I believe it's a footnote. Okay, so now we're going to go to the References tab. So up at the very top, go to References. And in the Style list, we're going to change from APA to MLA. Okay, that changes just the way that your report looks and is put together. Okay, next, number 4, we're going to choose Insert Footnote. We've got EndNote and Footnote over here in the Footnotes group, so Insert Footnote. And then it will put you to the bottom of the page, and you can see now that Conservation has a number 1 that is superscripted above it. And then we're also down at the bottom of the page where we're actually going to type the footnote. So you'll type the text that is green on number 4. Okay, and now whenever you hover over your number 1, you can see that it will tell you what that footnote reads. Okay, next let's go to the customer perception heading over here in our navigation. And that takes us up to that section. We're supposed to find materials at the end of the first paragraph. So that is right down here above recommended initiatives for outdoor design. And actually, I think it should be after that. Okay, now we're going to insert a citation. So let's go to the Citations and Bibliography section and click Insert Citation. And then this will give you a list of all the citations that have already been added to this document. And these were pre-added. We didn't actually do this. So we're going to go to Add New Source. And then on number 7, we're going to type the information. We do make sure that the type of source is article in a periodical up here. Otherwise, you will not have all of the right fields to list. And you can use your tab key to go from one of these to the next cell. Okay, then you just click OK. Now we're going to go to the end of our document. So use Control End, or you can scroll all the way down. Oops. Oh, I hit Control Delete. Look at that. That's what that does when you hit Control Delete. Okay, so we need to be at the bottom of our document, and then we're going to choose Control Enter, and that will create a new page. And you can also do that in the Insert tab under Insert Page Break. Okay, now we're going to click the Bibliography button in Citations and Bibliography. So this is a button with a drop-down arrow, and we're going to click Works Cited. Works Cited. Okay, so now you can see that it has actually compiled all of the citations that have been added to this at the end of the document. So once you do those and you actually use the citation and bibliography options up there rather than just typing these, you can real quickly make a citation at the end. So now let's go ahead and save, and then we'll head on to page 162. Okay, first thing we're going to do on page 162 is close the navigation pane, and then we're going to go to the Insert button at the top, so the Insert tab, and we're going to go down here to the header footer area, and the first thing we're going to insert is a footer. Now a footer is the information that is at the bottom of your page on every page, and it's usually a page number or the date or something like that. So footer is the area at the bottom of your page, and we're going to click blank. So choose footer and then choose blank. It puts us to the bottom, and now we're going to go up here to the date and time button. And notice that you've got a new tab here. Whenever you're in the header or footer area, you've got a new tab here called Header and Footer Tools. So date and time, we'll insert that, and then you can choose which format that you want to put in, but click one of those and then click OK. And notice that it puts the date in. Okay, next we're going to insert a header, and the header is at the top of the page. If you scroll up, you can see the header area, and it says it's header over here. Now, one of the things that we do with a header is a lot of times it's not on the first page of your document. So if you've got several pages in your document, the header usually does not show on the first page. So keep that in mind, and I'll show you how we can change that so that it does not show up on the first page. When you insert a header and a footer, they show up on every page in your document unless you tell it differently. Okay, so we're going to go to Insert again, and now we're going to go to Header and blank 3 columns. Okay, when you put in blank 3 columns for your header, you get a left aligned section, a middle aligned section, and a right aligned section. So we're going to delete the left aligned and the center aligned. So just click on those and then hit your delete button. And go on over to the right aligned placeholder. Press your space bar and click the page number button in the header and footer group. So over here where we got date and time, we've also got page number. And we're going to choose current position because we're already where we want that page number, and then click plain number. Plain number. Okay, on our header and footer tools ribbon, we are going to choose different first page, and this is how we keep the header from printing on the first page. So different first page. Okay, so now we're going to go to File, Print, and we're not going to actually print this, but we can look at what it will look at like whenever we print. So you notice that at the end, this is page 5. we've got a footer that is the date, and we've got a header that is the page number. And if you scroll up through your document, you can see that the date is at the bottom of every page and the page number is at the top. But when we get to page 1, we don't have a header and we don't have a footer. And that is exactly what we were wanting to do. Okay, so we'll go back to our normal window and save. Okay, now that we are back at our document, we're going to learn how to put borders and shading in our document. So let's go to the Find button so that we get our navigation pane, and then we're going to click on Pages, and we're going to click on page 4. Notice that these are numbered, and we're going to click on page 4. Okay, select Outdoor Designs Vision and the 2 lines of text below it. Next, we click the Shading button. Okay, that's the paint bucket here in the paragraph section. And click the light green color in the second row. Green accent 6, lighter 80%. So that's actually the top of the green row, but it's not the green that's up here by itself. And then click on that, and you can see that it has colored that paragraph green. Okay, next we can close our navigation pane, and we're going to go to the Borders list arrow. That's here right next to the Shading button. Okay, click on the Border list arrow and click Borders and Shading, so all the way down to the bottom. And if you notice, as you scroll through these, it will show you what your selected area will look like if you were to choose that for a border. But go down to the Borders and Shading button, and this is where you can make some real specific changes to how your selection will look. Okay, click the box setting. Box will put a border all the way around it. Okay, then we can choose color here also. So we're going to click on color and choose the darkest shade of green. So that would be at the very bottom of the green column. And then click OK. And then click off of your paragraph so that you can see what it's going to look like. Okay, go ahead and save here. Okay, now we're going to apply a different theme to our document. So let's go to View, the View tab at the top, and we're going to choose Multiple Pages, and then we're going to zoom out until we are zoomed out to 30%. And you can actually easily do that with your zoom slider down here. Okay, I'm on 32, that's close enough, right around in there is fine. Okay, so we're going to go to the Design tab, and then we've got our themes are over here on the left, and themes basically contain more formatting than the styles do. So we're going to click on Themes and go to Integral Theme. And if you scroll through these, hover your mouse over them, you can see how they will change your document. So you can actually look at these. It's live preview, if you remember. This is called live preview. So we're going to choose Integral Theme, but we are going to change the colors of it. So come on over here to the Colors area, click on the arrow below it, and we're going to go down and click green. We're going to click green. Okay, so now you can see All of our headings are green now. It has changed some of the colors in our tables and on our clip art. So you can scroll in and look at that a little bit. And then let's go ahead and save. And that will finish up Word Unit F. So you can go ahead and print that. Make sure that you type your name at the bottom. And then you're done with Unit F chapter, and we'll go on to the next assignments at the end.